Mavs fans have demanded that the team's GM come clean on the reasons behind the Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah, it took a couple of months, but Nico Harrison just answered some of those questions about the hours leading up to the trade and where the team goes from here.
Lead sports anchor Joe Trahan was there and joins us with an update on what he said.
Hey, you guys, yeah, Mavs GM Nico Harrison's long overdue presser had a little bit of everything. It was part mea culpa, while at the same time he doubled down. Honest moments followed by evasive ones, essentially like the Mavericks-centric events that have unfolded since the Luka trade. It was all over the place. One thing I'd like to focus on, the timing of today's press event was questionable because it followed that no cameras allowed reporter roundtable less than a week ago. Yes, it's the end of the season, but if you listen closely here, Harrison admits the initial plan was to avoid talking about the Luka trade today if things would have gone better last week, which would have been yet another Maverick misstep. You said earlier you don't like to run from the media, but Nico, I am interested in your reasoning by having that roundtable discussion without any cameras or audio equipment, and then less than a week later having this meeting that we're in right now.
Good question. It was a collective thought process. It was meant to be more of like a roundtable discussion. The goal was that I answered all the questions today. I could talk about the team as it currently is and then what we do going forward. But because it fell flat today, that I'm answering the same questions I answered last week because we didn't do a good enough job.
They didn't do a good enough job. That's been the case in the wake of the Luka trade far too often. So today, Harrison trying to mend fences. Here's Matt Howerton.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
Luka magic. It captivated fans for years, but when he was traded away, GM Nico Harrison took over the Magic show and has done a disappearing act of sorts until Monday.
Defense wins championships, and we are hanging our hat on defense.
Harrison facing the music publicly in front of cameras for the first time in Dallas at his exit interview after the Mavs season ended Friday. And after all those Fire Nico chants.
When you have 20,000 people in this stadium chanting Fire Nico, you really feel it.
Harrison doubling down on his trade of the Slovenian star, that he was never pressured by ownership to deal Luka, that it wasn't personal, underscoring the need for defense, that it wins championships. But also he admitted that he didn't fully expect the meltdown we've seen from fans, and that the organization could have been more open about it all.
Yeah, we could have been better. As I look back on it, I did see the outrage, just maybe not to the degree that it actually ended up being.
The best question of the presser.
Why shouldn't you be fired?
Well, one, I think I've done a really good job here, and I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year.
Even though this was cathartic, will it be a masterclass of regret? Only time will tell. In Dallas, I'm Matt Howerton.
And if you missed any of Nico Harrison's news conference today, you can watch it on demand now on our streaming app, WFAA Plus. It is free to download to your smart TV.